Good morning, healing friends. Welcome to Michigan. Through a series of unusual circumstances. A friend of mine, dear long-term friend of mine, has been having some challenges with the ascension. Who would have thought anybody would be having challenges with the ascension? But I guess some of us are. And so it was right that I had just come out and look into the situation here and see if there's anything that my healing little mind and heart can conjure up to assist that transformation. I highly recommend that you watch the video from, it could have been yesterday, the day before. Yeah, it was probably the day before, where my guide, Arlen, spoke through me for the first time, where I was conscious of it. But really, the they have to have permission to to do anything with you, because that's kind of my understanding of the way this reality works. I don't understand it necessarily, this free will plane, but it's nice that at least there's some respect from the beings that are in the higher realm, as opposed to the beings that are, seemingly involved in criminal enterprises, living in bodies. Those beings, maybe this will be another belief that Arlen will tell me it'd be valuable for me to let go of, is the belief that there's basically, this world is a world run by criminals. So, that one, I don't want to make it look like I'm struggling to let go of that one, because according to Arlen, I have a belief that I have to make everything hard. Because if you're, I can't remember his exact words, but that if you aren't suffering, something like, if you aren't suffering, you aren't healing. So I can see where that's a limiting belief, and one in which I have let go of. We'll see. I mean, the proof is in the pudding, I think, is one of the sayings, one of the many sayings. I'm back in Michigan. Got my Lake Michigan Unsalted hoodie on that I'm pretty sure my wife got me on one of her many trips to Michigan. Okay, so just a little report, I think. Travel. Travel. Some of us, possibly fortunate ones, live in the middle of nowhere on an island. Accessible by, you can only get here through ferries. And I hadn't really been in the world, in the kind of city world, for besides one I think week-long trip I did with my wife back in January, February of this year, where we went down to Arizona and down to south of Tucson, Tupac. I think I made a video a number of videos from there. I was getting on a roll, but seeing the new style of dress and the new style of hair and the kind of new to me energy of the masses of humanity at an airport, going all sorts of different places. It was, it wasn't too challenging, but it was somewhat challenging for a monk who's coming out of the monastery to travel into a metropolitan area. So I'm going to go ahead and set up a healing field. I'm just going to be asked that a healing field be set up for the world. And that we be surrounded by a field of protection while we do this work. And you might choose to state out loud, I connect my deep self. Notice what happens when you say that. I connect to my higher self. I connect to my highest self. I ground myself to the healing center of the earth. Open myself to the healing power of the One. I let go of anything not useful to me now. And I choose to work with a hawthorse. My morning tonic, lemon water, apple cider vinegar, honey, turmeric, black pepper, memory mushrooms. I've already done my yoga, but I've yet to do my qigong. That'll be next in this process. And in Michigan, it must be 7:17. Yep. Okay. I asked the higher self to, yeah. You can also say that you connect to the world healing field that's being set up for you today. So you can say, I connect to the world healing field. And today, I would just suggest that you be aware of your heart. Seems to be, what's going on in me, and so it might also be going on in you if you're connecting to the world healing field that I've set up, where we're going back to an event. And you may have similar experiences to what I do, or you may have completely different experiences because the event affected you in a very different way. So for me, the thing I've been aware of this morning is what feels like an emotional pain in my heart, but seeing that Arlen said I need to let go of the belief that things have to be difficult, that I have to struggle in order to heal, seeing that I've let go of that belief, then it should be very easy to just release whatever energy tensions are residing here. So we're going to ask the higher self to take us through the portal of time to the event, that event, that would be of the highest good to release and integrate at this time. And I invite all souls to return to the event, to release and integrate the energy of the event for themselves. And I ask that they all be placed in a field of protection while they do the work. I'm just going to have my hands over my heart. I think for those of you that are feeling, this feels like the weight of the world. So for those of you who are possibly feeling the weight of the world, would it be useful for us to let go of the weight of the world? And apparently it could be useful. It feels very useful for me to have done it. So if you wish to say, I let go of the weight of the world, and it seems like, oh, well, I feel better now, then might be a good thing, might not be a good thing. It's just an experience, and we can just notice it. Okay. After watching the video that my body as Arlen made a couple of days ago, I watched it. I've watched it 5 times, and it's really shifted my consciousness. The video, in many ways, was made for me to help me shift my consciousness so I'll have a better effect on others, which might be you, when I'm assisting you through a process, that I'm not making you go through the difficult experiences that I had to go through to get to where you need to be. So it's interesting that we think, oh, well, I went through this really difficult experience and that's why I healed. And it may have been difficult and you may have healed, but it may not have healed because it was difficult. It may have been difficult because you resisted letting go. And I'm finding if I give up resisting, letting go, I let go faster. It's kind of going with the current, going with the flow of life. I mean, I know I've said this forever. I choose to let this go and just go with the flow, and all those little pat sayings that especially Midwesterners seem to have. I'm just glad to be back amongst them so I can feel really comfortable saying, yeah, no. Or not to worry. Or you never know. There's a lot of these wonderful sayings for these wonderful people that are in this part of the world that I call home. I've missed this place, and I'm super excited to be back amongst many of my deepest friends and longest term friends and most wonderful friends. And those of them that are here to watch these videos, I think they're just going to be finding out that I'm here, because I've told 4 people and I've sworn them to secrecy, because I really need to just be here and find out what the work is for me to do here. I know I have my one friend that I've come to help, and so I'll be helping him. And then there may be other people that I've helped in the past who want some help in the present, and so I may help them. And I've done a lot of energetic work related to the, the Detroit area, so about an hour from the Detroit area. But I've done a lot of energy clearing related to Detroit and the whole suburb surrounding Detroit all the way out. And I've worked with the whole state of Michigan at times doing clearings. And I don't have to be in Michigan to do those clearings, but I'm much more aware of the energetics of Michigan when I'm here and of the lovely people that are here and of how noisy it is. And this is a Monday, so this is a back to work day for people who actually go to work. And and so it's just a constant sound of traffic, even though we're in a kind of a north suburb of Ann Arbor. It's still there's not that many roads that lead to Ann Arbor, and so this time of day they're all busy. People are trying to get. I mean, I understand that the highway that comes in here goes into town. They I think expanded it to 3 lanes a number of years ago, and now they might have to expand it to 4 lanes, and it's still bumper to bumper traffic for hours going in. So I'm glad I don't live in that world um, full time. But you know, the traffic sounds, except when there's big rumbly motors or people are playing loud music. But otherwise, it's a swishing sound, and it just sounds like I'm living next to a rushing river. Okay, so some of you know that you can hit the pause button, and after you've released the energy of the event, then you can then hit the play button, and then we do this last bit that I'm going to do now. So if you want to tap out for a little bit, hit that pause button and come back in a bit. Okay, welcome back. So I asked the interdimensional being, Thoth and Ra, the deep self, higher self, and our soul group, to assist all the souls that had returned to the event to combine with that part of the soul that had remained at the event and bring that combined soul into the body, back into the body, in present time, with all of its wisdom, power, clarity, and creativity. I ask all those souls to ground themselves into the healing center of the earth and open up the portal for the delivery of the new energies into the earth at this time. And today in the Mayan calendar is the Yellow Sunday. And last night the healing session I did here was a lot of golden light that came in. So I'm imagining it might be true that again a lot of golden light is coming in. So you may see that when you help to download this, or you might not. But just imagine it. What a lovely thing it would be if all this golden light was coming into the earth. So I ask that the new energies be brought in now. There's a little train sound in the background. And I ask the energies be activated. And then let the universe and beyond know that this has been done and that it's good. Okay, that's it for now, and I'm going to find out how quickly the internet system within this home works, and then who knows? I'll be off to. Well, I'm going to do my qigong, and then from there, I'll be going about doing things that one does. All right. It's been lovely healing with you again, and now let's go.